What if humans could live forever? The hidden consequences of immortality. Intro to 0 o'clock 2045. Visuals, slow zoom on an empty city street, sunrise, ethereal music. Narrator calm, deep voice. What if humans could live forever? Imagine a world without death, a world where age no longer limits you, where you could witness centuries of history unfold before your eyes. At first, it sounds like a dream, endless time to learn, explore, and experience life. But what would immortality really mean for humanity? The consequences might be far darker and far stranger than you ever imagined. Part 1. The Science of Immortality 045 to 230. Visuals, microscopic cells, DNA, futuristic labs. Narrator. Scientists have long dreamed of stopping aging, slowing cellular decay, or even reversing it entirely. In theory, immortality could be achieved by halting the aging process, repairing DNA damage, or using advanced nanotechnology to regenerate cells. But biological immortality isn't just about living forever, it's about the price we would pay for endless life. Overpopulation, resource scarcity, and societal collapse could all become very real threats. Part 2. Society and Culture to 30 to 4 o'clock. Visuals, crowded futuristic cities, endless lines, people in timeless fashion. Narrator. If humans stopped dying, society itself would be unrecognizable. Families would stretch across centuries. Careers could last hundreds of years. Education would become infinite, but so would boredom. Generations might never replace one another, and cultural stagnation could slow progress. Would innovation thrive, or would the same ideas simply repeat forever? Part 3. Emotional impact for o'clock to 5:30. Visuals, people alone, staring at the stars, loved ones aging while others remain unchanged. Narrator. Immortality might also challenge the human mind. Our emotions, our drive, even our desire for achievement are shaped by knowing life is finite. Without death, would love feel the same? Would ambition lose its fire? And most haunting of all, watching everyone you care about age and die while you remain unchanged, could immortality turn into an endless loneliness? Part 4. Ethical and Political Consequences, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. Visuals, crowded parliaments, protests, futuristic dystopian cities. Narrator. Who would get the gift of immortality? If only the wealthy or powerful could live forever, inequality would reach unimaginable extremes. Wars could become endless. Political power could be held for centuries, leaving little room for change or freedom. And imagine crime and punishment. How do you sentence someone to prison if they will live forever? Part 5. A world that can nitrogen monoxide longer breathe. Visuals, Earth seen from space gives rapid zoom into overcrowded megacities, factories, traffic, smoke. Narrator. If humans could live forever, Earth would begin to feel smaller. Every birth would add another permanent resident to the planet. Cities would expand endlessly. Forests would vanish. Oceans would be stripped of life. Food would become a controlled resource. Water would be rationed. Entire nations might collapse under the pressure of sustaining populations that never decline. And eventually, humanity would face an impossible question: who is allowed to be born? In a world where no one ever dies, pause. Immortality would not just change life. It could slowly suffocate the planet that supports it. Part 6. The Psychological Weight of Eternity. Visuals, a single immortal human walking through centuries, medieval times gives modern cities, gives distant future. Narrator. The human mind was never designed for eternity. Memories would pile up endlessly. Loss, trauma, mistakes, wars, heartbreak, none of it ever fading completely. After centuries, the mind might begin to fracture under its own history. Motivation could disappear. Dreams would lose urgency. Purpose might slowly dissolve. When there is always tomorrow, why act today? For some, immortality would feel like freedom. For others, it would feel like an endless prison with no escape from time itself. New parts to add, Part 7, The End of Generations. Visuals, old and young faces blending together. Time-lapse of unchanged people. Narrator. Human progress depends on generations replacing one another. New ideas rise as old ones fade. But in a world of immortals, power would never change hands. Leaders could rule for centuries. Old beliefs could dominate forever. Innovation might slow. Society could stagnate. The future would be owned by the past, and humanity would stop evolving not biologically, but culturally. Part 8. Death becomes a luxury. Visuals, dark, elite cities contrasted with overcrowded lower-class zones. Narrator. What if immortality wasn't universal? What if only the rich could afford it? Death would become something only the poor experience. The wealthy would live forever, controlling resources, knowledge, and power across centuries. Immortality would no longer be a miracle. It would be the ultimate form of inequality. A world divided not by money, but by time. Part 9. Memory overload. Visuals, rapid flashes of memories, faces blending together. Narrator. Human memory is fragile. After hundreds of years, faces would blur. Names would disappear. Entire lifetimes would feel like distant dreams. You might forget who you once were, or worse, remember everything. Immortality could turn memory itself into a burden too heavy to carry. Part 10. When time loses meaning. Visuals, clocks melting, stars moving rapidly. Narrator. When you live forever, time changes. Days stop mattering. Years lose importance. Centuries pass like seconds. Life would no longer feel urgent. Goals would feel optional. Meaning would slowly dissolve. Without an end, beginnings lose their power. Part 1. Would humans still be human? Visuals, immortals slowly becoming emotionless, robotic, distant. Narrator, our fears, dreams, and passions are shaped by mortality. If death disappears, humanity itself might change. Would empathy survive eternity? Would compassion fade? Would immortals still care when nothing truly ends? Or would humans slowly become something else entirely? Part 12. The final choice. Visuals, two paths, one glowing eternal, one short but bright. Narrator. If immortality became possible, it would not be forced. It would be a choice. A choice between endless existence or a limited life filled with urgency, love, and meaning. So ask yourself this one final question. Final question, extended ending. Visuals, silence, earth floating alone. Narrator, slow, quiet. If you could live forever, knowing everything it would cost, would you still say yes? Fade to black? On-screen text? Comment your answer below.